What's up, y'all? You already know, Compton here. Welcome to the channel. If you're new, if you're not, welcome back, where we talk about everything San Diego all the time. Glad to see you here. Today I'm going to talk about the 3 things that I wish I knew before moving to San Diego. It's all good. I could have asked somebody, but I didn't, so I'm here to inform everybody about it. Let's get it. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you love the content of the channel. I love the questions. I love the comments you guys are leaving. Appreciate you all. Much love and thank you again. First and foremost, expenses. It's expensive to live in San Diego. I understand that. I know that. But guess what? In this case, when I was PCSing or moving here, I didn't really have the option. I saw San Diego. I said, right on. The price of things, I was like, man, it's pretty expensive, so on and so forth, but it's all right. One thing I wish I knew about the expenses of San Diego is the closer you get to the water, the more expensive it's going to be. Sounds logical. I didn't think it through. I didn't look it up like that. I'm thinking I can still get a median house, apartment, condo down by the water, stay under budget. Wasn't the case. But traveling maybe 15, 20 minutes outside of the water, the beaches, downtown, I'm still able to get something more affordable in my budget. So don't let the prices of houses or condos or the apartments scare you. That's more you go down by the water, they're going to be more expensive. It's beautiful scenery, so on and so forth, but you can still get affordable places within 15, 20 to 30 minutes from downtown or the beaches or even the bases if you're going to be stationed out here. So still really expensive. My honest opinion on it is it was expensive when I got here, but actually living here, learned to get used to it because the pay, the cost of living, everything just makes sense. So expenses are one of those things that definitely have to be aware about before you come out here. With the median household, single family house being $1 million, yes, it's expensive. Doesn't mean every single family home is $1 million. That's not true. Many houses still about $400,000 or $500,000. In certain areas of San Diego, you just got to find those. Same with the condos. That's just a median single family home is $1 million. Those are the statistics you look at when you look at expenses and move into San Diego. Another thing, the food prices. Yes, they are expensive, but I mean, it is San Diego. It's a lot of touristy, a lot of attractions. People come out here, they want to see, all the awesome attractions. So prices go up, but it's okay. To locals like us, we already know the places to go. And you don't even have to be a local. Hit a local up. I'm a local. Hit me up. Send me a DM, message, paper airplane, fold it up, throw it. I'll find it. Food trucks, tacos, all that. It's not. Don't believe that misconception. A lot of people think it's too expensive. It's not. There's expensive food. There's less expensive food, especially if you have a family. There's places to go shopping for groceries. You're not going to find exponential prices, but it's based off of what people make in this area. So that's where you might hear that food's really, really expensive. For the cost of living, now we spoke about the medium single family house, $1 million. You can still get apartments as far as living out here. You can get apartments under $3,000. You can find single family houses for $400,000. You can find condos for $400,000. Again, in San Diego, it has to do a lot with where you want to be located. So just keep that in mind. Gas. Let's talk about gas. Gas is right now about $6, a little bit more than $6. Not that I wish someone had told me that before I got here. Now, granted, I could have looked it up. I know San Diego is one of the most expensive places to live in the U.S. I understand that, but man, didn't know gas would be this high. It doesn't mean it's going to be high all the time. So you're moving to San Diego, PCSing, whatever, travel, visiting. It's not always going to be like this. It just happens to be like that around this time frame. But for the most part, like anywhere else in the U.S., gas prices fluctuate, but it is fairly high. So you're moving here. I'll tell you right now, you don't even have to hit me up. It's going to be a little expensive, above $6 right now. So on the other hand, a lot of these things that are so expensive that people talk about, which the expense is a big deal, there's a lot of free stuff, free events. There's a lot of farmers markets. And I'm not saying go everywhere and try free samples, but there's a lot of free and nice things to do in San Diego that aren't as expensive. So you don't have to worry about everything being an arm and a leg and never leaving your house because it's so expensive. That's not the case. I have a family. We do a lot of fun stuff all the time. It's free. I mean, going to the parks, the beaches, all that good stuff. So you want some ideas, you already know, hit me up. I got you. Secondly, the traffic. Man, if this isn't one of the most commonly talked about things I hear, traffic. I heard traffic is horrible. I mean, if you've been to LA, come on, it's not as bad as LA or down New York. You understand the traffic. There's going to be traffic in the morning when people are going to work. We got the military bases here. We got downtown. We got a tourist attraction, especially in the summertime. Traffic will fluctuate depending on you're coming here in the summer. When everybody's coming here, they want to go to Legoland, they want to go to SeaWorld, they just want to fly in to see San Diego Zoo. There's going to be some traffic. There's Comic Con. Come on now. But on the other hand, there's not always traffic here. And I live here. So commuting in the morning, understandably, there's traffic on, the 94, the 15, 215, the 5. Okay, that's not all the time. That's not every day. So if you're worried about the traffic before you move down here, check out the check out the local different traffic, the graphs that they have, the charts or whatnot, or just hit me up and I'll let you know. Traffic isn't as bad, especially if you're going to be down here for a while. Depending on where you go, depending on what time you leave your house or what time you're heading back, and depends on where you live. You might live in one of these East counties and work in the East counties, or even north where you don't have to travel through those, but then you'll really never see traffic. Depends on who you ask, where they work, and what they do. So traffic, understandably, it's there, not all the time. When it comes to traffic, places like downtown, understandably, there's going to be an abundance of traffic. Yes, it's close to the base, but also downtown in the city, so all the high rises, skyscrapers, there's going to be so much traffic because there's so many people there and people try to drive there. Parking is expensive. A lot of those things are expensive, but it's okay because you got electric scooters, you got bikes, you got your 2 feet, you got the trolleys. There's a lot of options when you want to go downtown. Doesn't mean you have to work there. If you do work there, I'm sure you'll find a way. If you're transferring to somewhere where you have to work in downtown, I would recommend looking into different bikes or scooters because it just makes sense. You don't want to drive everywhere downtown, get stuck in traffic. Now, it does feel nice to go from one place to the other, but in downtown, again, everything is densely populated. So be aware when it comes to traffic, it gets a little more heavy downtown. That's why you'll see a lot of people on scooters, bikes, walking and whatnot, which just makes sense, in my opinion. Last but not least, our favorite thing to talk about, the weather. Depending on who you ask, the weather's perfect all the time. Depending on who you ask, I can ask the same person or somebody else the same exact question, and they're going to say, well, you got June gloom. When we moved here, it rained all the time, so it's always cloudy. It's sunny California. We're in San Diego. Guess what? It's going to be sunny predominantly most of the year. I mean, the average temperature for the year through winter, summer, fall, all that is 73 degrees all year, which categorizes as one of those tropical places where you can actually grow fruit, plant, tree all year round. The weather, depending on where you are, you might even get 3 different, reportings of the weather, depending on the weather channel you're watching. Because you got the coastal weather, you got the inland weather, you got the mountain desert weather, and that's all within even San Diego County. Because even up here in the mountains, it might not be the same down there. It could be 80 degrees up here, and then they're down by the breeze, it's hitting 65, 70 degrees. So depending on where you are in San Diego, that's where the weather really affects it. So as much as you hear good, you hear bad, but overall, the weather in San Diego predominantly is nothing to really fear or worry about because you're going to have a good time. Now, if you're planning to do a trip down here with your family, your friends, or you want to come down here, during the summer months, plan accordingly because, I mean, everybody has access to it. You can pull up the Weather Channel and see what it's going to be like the next week or so, you know? So be very aware that the weather isn't one of those like it's snowing, it's piling, it's a big monsoon. Just be aware of the weather. And if you're coming to visit here, you already know, message me and I'll give you all the slam dunk information before you get out here. There's about 4 million people in the county of San Diego, 1.3 in just the city of San Diego. This area that San Diego is wrapped around has different weather, and that's okay. But you're not looking at that, oh, it's extremely scorching down here. I don't want to move up here. It's okay. You're still within driving distance, 30 minutes, half hour of the beaches. Depending on where you go in San Diego, you're still going to be able to access that if you want to go play and have fun, go by the beaches or go by the water. So again, as much as you hear like the summer months are just unbearable, that's not true, depending on who you are. Now, you move from Alaska where you're used to like the summers where it snows. I'm not going to lie. You probably get down here, probably be like, okay, it's unbearable, but it's really not. So as far as weather, traffic, expensives, those are 3 things I wish I knew before I moved to San Diego, but it's all good. I could have easily looked it up or found somebody like me, would have told you guys. Appreciate you, appreciate the support. I love all the comments and the questions. I'm going to try to answer as many questions as I can on this channel. Let's get it.